Simon, smile, you're on camera. Oh, that is a wacky old shot. It's like pointing on the ground now. Hold on. Oh, there we go, there we go.
Not as cold in the boatyard
as normal. I know. That's Ollie down there. He went to school with me and Simon for like a year. A year. No. Well, with me, because I joined in year 9.
Right, yeah.
So Ollie went to school with me and Simon at the same time for a year, and then he left. But we'd done a lot of sailing together at like racing events and stuff, and we sailed together at school. And he was at Fox's today buying some sea boots, so we said we'd give him a tour of the boat. So that's what's going on down there. I'm replacing the compass at the moment, so basically because we don't want to have electronic compasses running all the time, and because if the electronic systems go down, it's nice to have an analog compass. And this is the one that came with the boat, which is fine. It's a Plastimo compass. Plastimo make great compasses, but basically the increments are too small, so when you're sitting at the tiller, it's really difficult to read. So basically, we've bought a new compass. Thank you, Fox's Chandlery, for the compass. So what we've gone for is a Plastimo mini contest. So they do a contest, which is like a really nice compass, but this one's alright. And what it's got here is it's got like the yellow line, which we line up with 210 there, and that tells us that we're on course. But the increments that break down between 210 and 180, or 180 and 150, so you've got 160 and 170 there, and you can see 175, they're bigger increments, so it's easier to be more precise about what we're doing and where we're trying to point the boat. Plus this one also, if I take this off, you can see it comes with a little LED light, which will mean that we can see the compass in the dark, which is pretty cool. So yeah, basically we're going to get this installed. What has happened is Plastimo's given us this, which is really helpful, so thank you, Plastimo. It's a drilling guide, so basically we can stick this in over the bulkhead and it shows us where to drill all of the holes and cut out to mount it, which is really helpful. So unfortunately that now means I've got to get all of this crud from the old compass off the bulkhead, but if I can stick this on, then I know where to drill everything, which is good. Okay, so I've now scraped off all of the crap, and we're gonna stick this handy template on.
Use L80.
Yeah, we need. Yeah, so that's 80mm long, M12. So we need M4 to M8, L12 to 50. No, that's not what we want. M5 to M10. Now we're in completely the wrong zone here. Is my arse looking good in this shot, Joe?
It's like, I mean, 4 out of 5 us to his house. He hasn't seen it, which is fair enough, because it's like, I don't know what goes in. But I was like, it's a nice house. He's like, I'm not giving you any of the details.
That's what we want.
Give me a push, please.
Couple of those problems you think
it's like that really, been an issue to you before, Pete?
Huh?
It's like ever been an issue for you before?
Yeah, it's an everyday struggle for me.
So what do you think of B&Q, Simon?
It's quite nice. I'm confused with what that is over there. Are they rolls of grass?
That's loft insulation. Loft insulation.
Yeah.
What? Where's our trolley gone? Oh, there it is.
Lost a trolley.
Okay, so this is a sheet of MDF. So we're in B&Q right now, and we're going to get them to cut this into strips. And it's called strip batten. So we're using that to make a template for the infill above the battery box in the V-berth, and then any other cabinetry we do. In our trolley we've also got some bolts to mount the solar panels because it's cheaper to get them here than at the chandlery. And we've got these things as well, which are like little fabric boxes. So we're going to build our cabinetry around them, and that's then going to create our storage. So yeah, that's that. Okay, so I've left Simon to supervise the slicing of the strip templating stuff, and I've come down here to grab some of this stuff here. So this is 1 inch by 1 inch pine, and we're going to be using this. We're going to be using this to help make sure that all of our cabinets are secure. So we're going to like glue that down onto the floor of the boat, and then basically nail everything into it. So all of the tongue and groove for the cabinetry and everything like that is going to be attached to that. So we need quite a lot of it, and it is really expensive. So it's going to be fun.
What's going on, man?
Pass me the camera. Right, so basically there is a problem with this boat. I put the torch in. Ooh. So this is a hole, and a hole in a boat is never a good thing. So you can see this crack here, and this is something we didn't notice when we bought the boat. So basically this wall here, this bulkhead, goes through to the cockpit lockers, which obviously get wet if we get into some bad weather. Sometimes they leak, so if they fill with water and the water leaks in through this hole, we sink the boat. Not great also because cockpit locker water is normally quite gritty and grimy. We put dinghy anchors and muddy shoes and stuff in there, and if we get grit and grime in here, it's going to wear through our bladder water tank that we want to put in here. Also, this is really bad for the structure. So this is a structural bulkhead which helps keep the shape of the boat in, and it's rotting basically. So what we've been doing is we've been using a file, and we've just been ramming it in and trying to drag out the hole and the crack and rip out all the rotten material, and then we're going to get a heater in from the other side from the cockpit locker and turn it right up, try and dry it out as best we can. Then we'll mix up some West epoxy with some filleting powder to help fill the hole. That'll go in, and then whilst that's going off, we're going to put some glass fibre tape in from both sides to give it strength and rigidity again. And then when all that's done, we should be able to get on. But honestly, this has really annoyed me because I knew the boat when I bought it, and I didn't know that that was there, but I assumed that because I knew the boat, it was all going to be okay, and it wasn't. And there's little problems like this that keep popping up that need attention, and that's stopping us from getting on with the stuff we need to be getting on with. So yeah, so we just discovered another hole, which is really frustrating because I thought there was only one. Basically the way this boat is built is with two mould construction. So when they lay up fiberglass, they do it with the gel coat, which is the shiny bit you see. Then they do the layers of fiberglass, and then you get rough fiberglass on the inside that they then build the cabinetry over. But in small boats like this, what's quite popular is they then do another moulding of the inside of the boat with gel coat and fiberglass, and then they glue those two mouldings together, which is how Muffin's built. So we've got nice shiny fiberglass here and nice shiny fiberglass on the outside of the boat as well. And what has happened in here in the back there is that's the inside moulding, and the water has gone between the outside moulding and the inside moulding, which is infinitely really annoying. And we only just realised that in here. If I turn you guys around, you can see now under the sink, so this is now at the front end of the compartment where we had the hole going through to the back there. So you've got this is the top moulding, the front edge of the inside moulding, and the water is going in underneath it there, and it's been seeping out through that hole. So at the moment I'm just using the drill, and I've been reaming the hole out there. The drill bit's just falling out. Okay, so basically what we've done now is we've finished reaming it out, we've tidied it up, we've dried it out with a little bit of blue roll, and now we're going to put the heater in here. I'll just show you what it looks like now. So we have got, if I just bring the torch in, but you can see it all extends back in there, and that's still really wet. So that's what we need the heater for, which is really not great. Here comes the heater. So we've just got a really cheap fan heater there, which we can basically point at it and turn the heat right up. And the beauty of the fan heater is the air circulating means the moist air comes out, and we're just blowing hot dry air in basically. So yeah, basically what we're doing now is we're inspecting, and as I thought, the stuff closer to the edge, so the stuff closer to the edge, like here, is all nice and dry now, but it's the really wet bit is all in the back there in the shadow that you can't really see on the camera.
So we're back from the chandlery after buying a ton of filler and some more fiberglass tape, and now we've decided to move on because that's drying out, and we're building a template for the lid of our batteries.
So we're using the stick pattern that we bought yesterday, and basically what we're doing is we're putting the stick pattern down, and we're going to put some bracing across, and we're going to build the outline of what we want to sit in this hole, and then we draw it slightly oversized, because obviously stick pattern's not the most accurate. Draw it slightly oversized, cut it out, and then we come downstairs, trial fit it, and we feckle it in nicely, and then we paint it, varnish it, whatever, and then we've got a lid for our battery box, so that's all good. So yeah. Oh dear. So basically what's happened here is Pete's an idiot, but for the bit above our nice battery box where we want to put the V-berth, we used the stick pattern that we bought yesterday in B&Q, and we popped it down on top of the table from my dad's old boat, and we've cut it out, and it was all going perfectly, and I was being really careful to make sure that I didn't cut into the table until I did this last little indent here for the compression post,
which looks awfully similar
to that hole there that's been cut out of the table. So hopefully my dad doesn't notice. We're just gonna Gorilla Glue this bit back in. And we're very sorry, David Russell, by the way. Much apologies, and hopefully you don't notice. Ooh. Essentially, if you look, when I pop it in, you can see that in order to keep the gate around the mast here central, we basically need to take everything off this side and leave that side alone to keep it nice and central. So yeah, that's pretty much that. So it's just a case of filing it down. Okay, so you'll have to excuse the torch because I'm getting in a cockpit locker and it's dark in there. I've put on this overall, which was left to us by the previous owner because fiberglass dust and just everything to do with epoxy and fiberglass is really nasty and really bad for you. So make sure you cover up and wear the appropriate PPE. Okay, so update time. I have got the gel coat ground off the bottom now. I'm not sure if you can see that. I've begun to make a start on the back wall. So yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't show you the laying up. It's always a bit difficult. You've got epoxy all over your fingers and Simon wasn't here to film it. So yeah, let's go and have a look. So that's what you're looking at there. The brown, darker coloured stuff is the epoxy filler that we put in. And then I'm not sure whether the camera's picking up the glass tape or not, but you're inside the cockpit locker now and the best view I can give you. Okay, so I've spent my day cleaning the boat, which you can see now. So we've got the V-berth cushions in, you can see that a bit more clearly. Then over here we've got tools, wood, epoxy, stuff like that. And then over here we've got some bigger things, so the water tank's there, the piping for the water tank, electrical conduit, stuff like that. But what I really want to show you guys is the moon, because it looks awesome. I hope the camera picks it up, because it is so cool. Almost makes it worth owning a boat, sitting a view like that.